How you doing, man?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dez Fafara, yes! That's actually the first time I've ever used canned applause to welcome a guest.
All right, brother. We thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Hey, man, it is so great to talk to you. And firstly, thank you very much for taking the time.
It's all good. It's all good. We're on tour right now and just catching a moment to talk to you guys before we come down in May for this killer tour.
It is going to be something special. Now, am I right in saying you're in Portland, Oregon at the moment?
I am. I'm in Portland right now, hanging with some friends and just enjoying the local flavor.
I tell you what, it is one of my favorite places on earth. One of my best friends lives there. And if you do get the chance, you know that Portland has the most amount of strip clubs per square mile than anywhere else in the States.
Yeah, I do know this, but I've also been married for 16 years, and I don't think strip clubs are going to make that marriage any better.
I was going to say, if you like good food, though, the Acropolis in Portland serves up a wicked steak.
Yeah, I just tend to, I don't think I can use the excuse of a good steak to go get lap dances. I don't think it would work with the little honey.
Oh, fair enough. Just thought I'd throw it out there, man. Well, as you said, it has a great flavour. Local flavour there is very, very good.
Absolutely. So I'm hanging with some friends now and just taking some time with you guys, man.
I like it. Thank you very much. Now, this is going to be your third trip to Australia in about 18 months. You must just love it here.
I do like it. I mean, I came down, before that I came down and then I brought my family. I had a wonderful time. The crowds are killer. And, DevilDriver does extremely well down there, so it's just always a good time.
Your beer of choice when you visit our fair country?
Beer of choice is Cooper's Green.
Yeah, the pale ale.
Yeah, that's just, I like that. Or the vintage. I like the vintage.
Okay, cool. Now, how are you feeling? Because I've been following you on Twitter, and you were a little bit, you had to take the stage with a head full of cold medicine. How are you traveling? You all right?
Yeah, well, we're on 22 shows in a row right now, so a couple of us got something going around, and I've just been fighting it for about a week, but, it hasn't been holding the shows back. The show's been 100%, and just kind of keep to myself during the day and then go get my job done at night, Yeah,
and it's a hell of a job.
I'm not one for canceling. I'm not one for canceling. I very rarely will cancel a show. I'd have to be on my deathbed to cancel a show.
Now, without sort of using that as a bad segue, your buddy and your bassist Aaron, or Bubble as we know him as, got a pretty bad bout of pneumonia, and I understand he's out of hospital. How's he traveling?
Well, he's not traveling. He's at home getting better now, and yeah, he did almost 2.5, 3 weeks in the hospital. Word is now he actually almost died. So he's had some horrible pneumonia, and it went into some other things as well. We think he just needs to, take some time to relax and calm down and get himself better. We've been running at a very rapid pace, so it's no wonder that all of us are kind of a little under the weather at this moment.
Yeah. It's strange when someone gets sick in the metal community. It's a great thing when you see everyone just goes, "Oh, really?" and throws their support at people because we don't like to see one of our own go down. Yeah,
100%. I mean, a lot of bands and a lot of people came to the table and getting a hold of him and stuff. So look, he's at home now. He's resting and we wish the best.
Yeah. Hey, man, I loved your work with Max on the awesome new Soulfly album, Enslaved, Redemption of Man by God. It was really good. Can you explain how you guys came together for that?
Well, I've been friends with Max for a long time. I mean, he's a wonderful guy, and his family and I are really close. I mean, as a matter of fact, they beat me to Christmas cards every year. They beat me to the punch. But we were coming into Arizona, and I got a call saying that they're getting ready to record one of the last tunes, and they had an open song. And to come on down. I walked in the studio and there was nothing written for it lyrically. So him and I sat for 2 or 3 hours. We had the whole thing on video and just wrote the song together. And man, what an honor to work with him. He's obviously a legend. And I do love doing work with people that I admire. And Max is certainly one of those people.
It's funny to hear you talk about other people like that as legends because, when I tell people that I'm going to be speaking to you, they're like, oh, my God, Dez is just the most amazing guy. They love your music. They love your attitude. You are still very much a fan of the music, and this doesn't seem to have gotten to you at all.
No, sir. I'm a huge fan of the music, and, I don't come to see myself as anything other than a working man doing music, enjoying music, travel, and friends and fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to kind of go outside myself and look at what has become of me in my career because right now I'm still so in the midst of enjoying travel and music and everything else,
And you've been working with Mark Morton from Lamb of God, but it's not going to be what everyone expects, is it?
No, it's a different kind of stuff for us, definitely. Him and I started working about 2 or 3 years together, and he's sending me tracks, and I started laying vocals on Born of the Storm. His influence for it is mainly Trouble, my influence for the vocally is Soundgarden meets kind of Circus of Power.
Yeah.
Along with the Doors as well. It's not metal at all. It's rock. It's full on rock.
Nice. It'd be interesting to hear a different take on your vocal. It'd be good.
Well, there's two songs on the internet right now you can go catch, and Nowhere Fast and a song called Dust. So one is kind of a real rocker, and another one is ballady. So you can hear kind of what we're doing. But two guys doing music, not really thinking about putting it out, or I didn't know if it was ever even going to see the light of day. So for us, it was just us doing music, having a good time, and that's the most pure art form when it comes to doing tunes is having that kind of an attitude.
Is there anyone that you've worked with so many people and collaborated with a bunch of people, but is there anyone who you've got on your radar now that you think, man, I love what they're doing, I want to get in and do something with them?
I've been very fortunate to work with a lot of different people over the years, man, and a lot of them, my heroes. I would definitely love to do something with Manson. I hung out with him when we did off shows with CoalChamber in Australia. And I'd like to do something with him. I think he's a great artist. He's a good guy. I like him.
Yeah. He's very intelligent and really marketing smart, I think is the best way to... I've just really muddled my words there, but you know what I mean. He's just a really clued-in guy.
I totally know what you mean. But, look, he's a consummate artist, and he's definitely always changing and moving forward with different things. But I'd love to do something with him. And, it'd be a pleasure.
It'd be an amazing thing, too. Now, just speaking briefly about CoalChamber, here for Soundwave, I caught you in Sydney and in Melbourne at the shows where the crowds just went apeshit. It was so good to finally see you here in Australia performing as CoalChamber. How was it from the other side of the fence for you guys?
Absolutely incredible to see that thing happen the way that it did. Everyone's singing the songs back after, over a decade. The band was tighter than ever. Just really pleased me. We had our time, we had our moment in the sun. It ended horribly due to outside sources, everything from hard drugs to you name it. And to come together in the spirit of music and bring that thing back, that was just an awesome feeling.
It was a hell of a show to watch, man. It was just so good. And, on behalf of everyone here, thank you very much for making it happen. I
appreciate it, man. We had a great time. Thank you, guys. Everyone was singing all the words, and that was really cool. Really a good feeling.
Well, Soundwave's a hell of a festival, too. It's so many bands over a short period of time. It's hard to catch everyone. Was there anyone that you specifically set out to catch while you were here?
I really wanted to see Sisters of Mercy, man, and I didn't get a chance. I was really bummed. Really wanted to see them, but there'll be other times. I'm always coming in contact with bands, traveling, and so maybe I'll catch them overseas one time or another, but I really want to see Sisters.
Because you've got a big European festival thing coming up, probably the most you've ever done, is that right?
Absolutely. We've got the largest festival run we've ever done. It's all main stages, and it's just going to be one hell of a time in June and July.
Oh, wow. So are you doing Hellfest, is that right?
We are doing Hellfest.
Oh, I would love to get over there and see that. That would be amazing. Are you getting to Germany for Wacken?
We are. It's just, the lineup's going to be incredible. Sharing the stage with all the bands that we're sharing it with. We're doing Download as well.
Wow.
Black Sabbath's going to be on that day.
Yeah.
So just an incredible time. Look, I'm such a huge fan of music. I try to get around and run around and see the bands, as much as I can. As soon as I get off stage and get done with the press. So this summer will be no exception for me. I'll be buying T-shirts of other bands and going around and seeing music.
For me, Sabbath, I've been trying to organise a way to get over to Download just so I can see Sabbath. And it's almost like everything else on the bill, as great as it is, I just want to see Sabbath.
Well, you kind of have to. One never knows if this is going to be the last time they're going to be on stage together. And, I've heard that so many times, when I've seen them either on Ozfest or wherever. But this time, because of everything that's happening with Tony and the things that have been happening, on the sideline, I just really want to see that band, and I want to see it happen.
Absolutely. Now, talking about DevilDriver, you've been living with Beast now for over a year on stage, and it's an album that still kind of feels fresh to me because you guys change, well, not direction, but you just change every album just that little bit. Is it still kind of fresh for you, or are you itching just to get stuck into new stuff?
Well, absolutely, it's fresh. It's only a little over a year old, so it is definitely fresh for us. That being said, we have started to write, and out of the 4 songs that I've been brought, I really like one of them so far, so as soon as we find the sound, then we'll commit to going in and doing another record, But Beast is still very fresh in the mind, and I appreciate the compliment.
Oh, man, it's just killer stuff. And I have to admit, I'm a late on the scene DevilDriver. Like, I picked up bits and pieces along the way, but when I was given Beast, I just had to go back and get everything because and just listen to the sound of DevilDriver develop over the years. And, man, I'm I'm a hardcore fan. I love it.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We work hard, and we don't ever want to make the same record twice. I think it's good to have evolution while still keeping your mainstay sound your signature sound actually. And so we'll see what holds for the next record.
So there's no predetermined way you want to go, or is it just literally when you start jamming, whatever influences come in, and then it finds its own way?
We kind of know when we catch the sound. That's it, like in quotations, the sound. And the one song that I'm really liking right now that I'm starting to write to is kind of the sound, I believe, of what is going to be the next record. I just have to hear a few more tunes in order to really gather it up. But we all know it when it comes in the room. It's like the gigantic elephant in the room. All of a sudden it's, that song's amazing. Let's run with this kind of a sound.
Yeah.
While still keeping our signature.
Yeah, cool, man. It must be you see, for someone who's never created music, it must be a cool thing just to know when that clicks and you all look at each other and go, this is it.
Man, you really know it. It's like you and all your buddies standing at a bar and the finest woman comes walking in. Yeah. Everybody turns their head. And you can't help it. So that's really what it's like for a musician. You're jamming, and all of a sudden you look around the room, and everybody's all smiles and wide-eyed, and you know that it's tapped a bit of a core in your soul. So that's how I can equate it.
Is everyone in DevilDriver kind of open to being shut down, I guess? If someone brings an idea and they kind of go, they're really passionate about it, but everyone else is like, not too sure. Is it that kind of vibe, or do people get very protective of what they bring? Well,
of course you get protective, but, we have to have open minds, and this is art, so in art there has to be democracy. I mean, I listen to them as much as they listen to me. In the end, I have all the final say-so. I try not to use that power because I could crush art. So I leave myself open to discussion, and hopefully that makes the art around me better. That's really the way I think about it.
And I guess the other way is that because you do like collaborating with other people, what might not work in DevilDriver could be turned into something else.
100%. I mean, and so I know what works in DevilDriver. I know what works outside of DevilDriver. I know the other kind of things that I'm into and that I like to do. I mean, like Born of the Storm is so much different than anything I do in DevilDriver. CoalChamber is so much different than anything I do in CoalChamber. I also play Native American flute and laid a really great record called High Desert Moon that just got put on a couple soundtracks. So I like to do things outside my genre. I'm not a purist by any form. I listen to all sorts of music. You could be in my back lounge, and it could be, old Hank Williams, right into Black Flag, right into Excision, dubstep, right into Pantera. So for me, I believe that it's essential to have an open mind when it comes to music, from Bauhaus to Black Flag.
It's nice to hear that, because quite often what I found in the metal community is that elitism, and people are really passionate about this band, and even though there's another band within the same genre, they trash it. And I've never understood that. I've never understood how people can be so narrow.
No, you have to have an open mind. I mean, a little thing that happened overseas when we played with Manson, I walked into his room, we sat down to have a drink, and the first thing he did is say, "You like Nick Cave?" and put Nick Cave on it. When of course I do. So here's two guys that obviously play heavy music and listen to heavy stuff, but we also like to chill out and listen to the other great artists outside of our field. And I think that's very, very important. The same way that, Ozzy loves the Beatles, is the way that I love, let's say, Bauhaus to Depeche Mode to Black Sabbath, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And like my favorite band of all time is Queen. Yet I love DevilDriver as well, but Queen is where it's at for me.
Oh, yeah, of course, man. I mean, look at, Mercury, Freddie Mercury, man. That's the voice of voices. I mean, no one will ever touch him or Chris Cornell as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Cornell came in here and laid down the keeper acoustically for us. Just him, a couple of guitars, and everyone who stood in there and listened just had goosebumps. The man is amazing.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's never off. He's always on. Yeah. I really admire that about him, man. I'm a huge Soundgarden fan, so, I listen to all sorts of things, and I think it's important not to be a purist.
Yeah, I think it's very important indeed. What do you think of the new Soundgarden stuff?
I have not heard it yet, man. I haven't had the time.
I reckon if you do get the chance, have a quick listen to it, because it's beautiful. It's Soundgarden, it's really good stuff.
That might be the listening before the show tonight in the back lounge of the tour bus. Then I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to download some of that tonight.
Yeah, nice one, man, nice one. Moving away from from music for just a moment. I follow you on Twitter, as I mentioned, and it's very entertaining. I just want to throw a word at you, and I want you to explain your position on Ewoks.
You do actually follow me on Twitter. Yesterday I was getting ready for the show, and Star Wars came on, and we were all back here watching it, and the Ewoks came on, and I just said, God, I hate these creatures. They've ruined the end of the movie for me. And I started tweeting that out, and God, that got such a huge response. People were just laughing all over the place. I love Twitter, man. I don't have a Facebook. It's a place where I can communicate one-on-one. I do try to get to everybody and answer everybody's questions. And also, I retweet a lot of stuff that comes off the top of my head, but you can reach me at Evil River, which is DevilDriver without the D's.
Yeah, man, it's very, like I said, very entertaining, and I do enjoy the interaction that you have with your fans. It's something that not a lot of people do, and I understand that because if you've got 100,000 plus followers, it's very difficult to get to everyone. But you make a conscious effort. You're on there a lot. I
am, and I try to get to everybody. If you've got a question, you can go ahead and ask me. I'm right there, and I put myself out, and I think it's important to have that one-on-one feeling with fans,
Well, you don't get many other heavy metal singers tweeting that they're going to Walmart to find a needle and thread to fix a hoodie either.
Oh, I've got an Evil Dead hoodie that I've had for probably about 12 years. It's my favorite one, and the pockets are ripping off. So last night at 3 in the morning, I was in Walmart buying needle and thread. I had a hard time finding orange thread. I finally found it.
I can just imagine you walking around Walmart at 3 in the morning, and I'm sure they've seen stranger things in Walmart.
Well, you got to be self-sufficient out here on the road, you know what I mean? I'm not going to exactly send my clothes out to go get fixed, man. You got to be self-sufficient. So I grew up knowing how to cook for myself and fend for myself and sew my own stuff up, and that's just the way that goes.
And I understand that in just a few days you will be joined on the road by the love of your life.
Oh, yeah, my wife's coming out in San Francisco. It's going to be nice. She's going to ride with us in San Francisco all the way to L.A., and then we're going to drop her off at the house. But it's going to be great to see my family, I try to now that I've been touring so long, man, I just try to see her every 3 weeks if possible.
Yeah.
And I think it's important, it's important. And also, it goes to be said, I've been touring since 95 almost straight. I have never taken any real time off. So in July 7th, I'm going to take about 8 or 9 months off, which is going to be the first time in 16 years I've done that. And I'm looking forward to it, because we've got this run, and it's a pretty grueling run. We're on 20 shows in a row right now. Then we come over to see you guys, and then we go over and do festivals. So it's going to get grindy by the time that July comes around.
Well, we really appreciate the fact that you are coming back. DevilDriver is much loved down here. You're doing Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth, which is something that not a lot of people get the chance to do because of the distance involved, is to get over to Perth and even Adelaide. So we really appreciate you making the effort. Oh, no problem. Have a good time, man. It's going to be cool. Last time I was in Perth, I had a wonderful time. I ended up surfing for about 5 hours that day. I love that place. It's beautiful. It is. So, it has some of the best beaches.
Anytime we can come around, we definitely will.
Yeah, man. It has some of the best beaches anywhere in the country.
Oh, absolutely, man. And everyone was trying to get... I grew up surfing, so the first thing I did is went down and got myself a board and took a couple of my friends out, and we surfed all day long. It was a great time.
Oh, man. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Look, kick ass tonight in Portland. I'm sure you will. The Hawthorn's a great place to play. We look forward to seeing you down here in May, and all the best, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you down under. Beautiful work, my friend. Look forward to seeing you here in person. Yeah, thank you, sir. We'll see you at the show. Yes, you will. And hit me up on Twitter, bro. I will do. Absolutely. All right, later.